Where is everybody? Okay, now I can see, maybe. Okay, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I think it's Thursday. I don't even know anymore what day it is. This is crazy, but hopefully everybody's okay this morning after the snow came in last night. So let's get everybody in here so we can see. Hello, hello, hello. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, don't make me come and get you. Where are you? All right, I'm trying to find how to share. Tammy Fisk, good morning, darling. You are the first one in here. I'm trying to find it so I can share it. But technology this morning is not being nice. Tammy, how you doing, honey? Help me get everybody in here. There's our Sally. Good morning, Sally. We put out the call, and I cannot find this to share it. So please help me share this morning. Morning, Sally. Okay, I did find it. Rick Morrow is here. Good morning to you. I'm trying to see how I can share this. And of course, I'm technology challenged this morning. All I can do is play it. I can't share it. Okay, this is fun. I don't have a share button. So if you all can share with me, for me, please help share it out. Oh, you're doing good. I'm glad to hear that, Tammy. Good morning, Deirdre. Thank you all for sharing because it's not letting me do anything on the page. I guess Facebook has changed things once more. Yeah, this is just crazy. So anyway, I hear the snow came in. That's right, Tammy. You know that Deirdre always shares it. I love my Deirdre. She has been a rock ever since we have been in existence. And I'm so happy that she have, oh, look at that. I have a share button now. Just because I said something, it showed up for me. Manifestation. Let's talk about that. How do you manifest? Because there's so many times we get frustrated and flustered because things don't work the way they used to, and we have to kind of figure it out, right? So the key, I'm told, I'm working on it still, the key is not to get flustered, but to just keep on keeping on and trust and persevere. So that's what I did this morning. I persevered and I said, there's got to be a share button there somewhere. There has to be some way to share this out. And sure enough, all of a sudden it's there. So, and there you all are. Hi, Linda Lemieux. Good morning, sweetie. So the snow came in from what I hear. And how are y'all doing with that? How's everybody? Are you buried under snow? Is it less or more than what you expected? I know, right, Deirdre? There should be a fluster-free key. It's like there needs to be an easy button for life, just like, who was it? Was it Staples? Somebody had the easy button, you know, that big red button that said easy, and you hit the button and it's like, everything's good. It's so easy. I think we need to have a life easy button. I want one of those. Good morning, Suzanne. Deirdre, you got about 8 inches of snow, but not bad. Okay, if you say so. Hey, you're talking to somebody that's lived in Florida most of my life, okay? 8 inches of snow to me sounds pretty bad. I'm like, uh, I'm I go out here in the snow where I'm staying, and it's like if it comes over the top of my shoe, then that's bad. Okay. So I can't imagine going out and stepping down into 8 inches. Uh, Tammy, no snow for us in my area, but it's 39 right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good morning, Kathy. Did you get the snow, Kathy? And are you working from home today? Linda says, I used it at school with the kids. They loved it. That was easy. Yeah, that easy button. I'm telling you, we all need an easy button. We should create one, right? Let's create an easy button that we can all just, whenever we start to get flustered, then just hit that button and everything's fine. And that's how I was when I couldn't find the share button. I'm like, wait a minute, I know you can share videos. I think you can still share videos on Facebook. If they keep changing things, they may change it to where we can't share them, right? Let's don't give them any ideas. So we're not going to even cancel, clear, delete. We're not going to put that out there to the universe. And Deirdre says the streets are clear and buses are running. That's a good thing. So they were prepared. They had a little bit of advance notice that this storm was going to hit and the snow was coming in. So it's good that they were prepared and they have you all cleared up. Yeah. Sally, hi, sweetie. She says, no snow here yet. So maybe it has to reach you from the East Coast. I think that's where it came in, right? From all of you in New York and up and down that East Coast area. Kathy says we got between 6 and 8. Hard to tell with the way the wind blew it. And yes, I'm home today and only have to do a few hours of online work because I worked so many hours overtime. You get a snow day. Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad you're with us this morning. All right, let's get our people in here. Where's everybody? Where's our Stacy? I don't think it's a work day for her. I could be wrong. So let's call in Stacy, Marietta. Who are we missing? Come on, guys, help me out here. Let's get people in. We don't have our Jean here yet. And Deirdre says it's still snowing and the winds are strong. Yeah, that's the thing about the snow that has happened while I've been here in Colorado. There wasn't a lot of wind with it. So it was so pretty when it was falling down. It was just like coming straight down and just decorating everything so beautifully. And when the wind did come, then it blew the snow off the tree and it looked like it was snowing again. Okay, so we're getting almost everybody in. There's our Carol Allen. Hi, Carol. And Carol's in Maryland, so she probably got the same thing you got, Kathy. Probably that 6 to 8 inches of snow. Linda says, I also had the perfect husband doll. For example, what would you like to see on TV? Here, you take the remote. I would love it if your mother could visit. Would you like a back rub? Yeah. How'd that doll work for you, Linda? I've never experienced that. So kind of like that easy button is elusive and hard to find, isn't it? Good morning, Christina. She says, we got lucky here again in southern Michigan. It was too far east and south, but not complaining. See, there's our Stacy. We called her in here. Hi, Stacy. Good morning. Oh, and there was lots of freezing rain with the snow and hard to shovel it. Yeah, I think with snow like that, if you don't keep on top of it, then you're in trouble trying to get it shoveled off the drive. My sister Billy, good morning to you. How are you, my sweet sister? I love you. And Jean Lorio says, this is crazy. I wake up at 5:30 to watch and I spend half the show searching for it. Good morning, my lovely peas. Good morning, Jean. Well, Jean, we are on EWN Enlightened Living now because the other channel we have to rush and get off of there right at 9 o'clock because that's when Mira starts her show. So this way, if we're talking about something and we need that extra couple of minutes, then I don't have to say, gotta go. Because I do want to be respectful of other people who are running their shows and doing what they're doing on the EWN channel. Good morning, Marianne. Carol said we had about 4 inches of snow, then lots of rain, the sleet, freezing rain, and snow overnight. Streets are all ice in my neighborhood. It might be a good idea for Carol Allen to stay inside today, if possible. We want you safe, honey. Oh my goodness, there was a tornado in Tampa. They do get those. I have to tell you, that was one of my first experiences after I moved to Florida. I actually moved to Tampa when I first came to Florida from Kentucky. That was the first place that I lived. And I believe it was either the first week or within the first few weeks that I lived there, that there was a tornado that hit about a mile away from my house. And it took the roof off of one of the big shopping centers, one of the stores there. That was my first experience with Florida. And it didn't deter me. I didn't run back home to Kentucky, but it was there in my mind like, oh my gosh, what is this place that has all this stuff? Because we didn't have tornadoes where I grew up in Kentucky. We were close in the mountains, and there were no tornadoes there. That would have been devastating, I think. Good morning, Hope, or afternoon to you, Hope. And Hope says, hey, family, love and light to all. So loved the book club discussion yesterday. So amazing how many people share the same lives. Isn't that the truth, Hope? When I was introduced to the author and I started reading his book, my comment was, he wrote the book of my life. How did he know about my life? We had so many similarities. It was just amazing. And that's why my friend Ken Roshan introduced us, because he says, Teri, you need to meet this guy. He talks to angels just like you do. So it was so interesting to get to meet somebody that had a lot of the same experiences, that actually can see the angels. And there's so many stories in that book of how angels have worked with him in his life and helped him throughout, from childhood, from the time he was born, all the way through the present day. So yeah, it's an amazing book. It's called Walking with My Angels. For any of you who are not familiar with our book club, we have a soul food book club that meets every Wednesday at 1:00. So jump in there and join us. Marianne said it's 36 here. Well, I think we might have you beat this morning, Marianne. Oh, no, we don't. It's 37 here. It's 37 degrees, but it's going to drop a little bit, I think, throughout the day. And then we're going to get snow tomorrow. So I have been talking with my angels, and I've got to clear out some of that. Okay. Been talking with my angels because we're getting snow tomorrow here in Colorado. And I was planning on being on the road on Saturday morning early. That's not going to work for this girl. I don't drive in the snow. I don't. I have done it before, not very well. My car has slid all over the road, usually when I drive in snow. So I talked to Jean last night, and I talked to Ruth, and I think I'm going to stay put through the weekend and give that snow a chance to melt off of the roads and get the roads all cleared so that I don't have to drive over mountains with snow on them. So that changes my travel date, and I'll still be at Jean's for Christmas. I just will be there a little closer to Christmas than what I had anticipated. So I'll probably leave here. I'll give the snow time to melt over the weekend, and I'll check out on Monday. I'll check out early Tuesday morning because Monday's a really busy day. Every week, Mondays are really busy for me. So I'll start out Tuesday morning early and get to Jean's probably on late Wednesday. I'll try to push it so that I can get there before Christmas Eve. So that's the game plan, and just taking it as it goes. That's the thing. That's the beauty of this journey. I can't plan any of it. If I try to plan it, something happens like a snowstorm or something else to keep me on my toes and say, nope, you weren't supposed to do it that way. You're going to do it this way. So right now, this way is to wait past the weekend before I get on the road. So I will be staying put here in the hotel. And yeah, that next book is in progress, Hope. I have so many books inside of me. I have so many stories. If I just sat and told you all the things that had happened in my life, you would never believe it. I used to say that. I used to say, if I wrote a story about my life, people would think it was a fiction book instead of a true book, because it has just been a crazy ride. Every bit of it has been just insane. And I don't do normal. So everything that happens, it's like this big, explosion of energy that happens with it, and not the steady, take it as it comes type of energy. If that was the case, I'd be out of here and headed toward Jean. Good morning, Julie Kiss. It's so good to see all of you this morning. Would be. Okay. So what else is going on? We have Angel Circle today. Oh, thank you, Hope. Yeah, I'm working on it. I am working on it. I'm working on right now on clearing some of the heavy energy that came through the lineage and through the ancestry. It's so interesting when I look back on my childhood and the things that just were out of whack, things that just didn't seem right. And then in adulthood, I learned, oh, that's why they didn't seem right. It's kind of like when I went through my kidney failure. When I went through kidney failure, I was 6 months pregnant, and my kidneys had failed totally, but I didn't know it. I just thought I wasn't feeling good, right? Like, it was my first time to be pregnant. I thought, this is what pregnancy does. It makes you not feel good, makes you sick all the time, and you want to stay in bed, and you don't want to eat, blah, blah, blah. I just thought, okay, that's just normal. But I was in total kidney failure. So where was I going with that story? I don't even remember. It was just crazy. It was such a crazy time that, things just were not normal. And everything about that, the timing of it, the doctors had never dialyzed somebody that was pregnant before, so they didn't know what to do with me. Oh, that's where I was going. They didn't know what to do with me, and I was so upset and had a million questions. And I'm like, I don't know anything about this. I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to work. I don't know, what to expect. And then years later, after I was talking to one of my doctors, and I said, you all never answered my questions when I had questions for you about, what was going on with me and, how this was supposed to be, anything. You didn't answer anything. And he goes, that's because we didn't know. We didn't know how to treat you. You were an enigma. You, you gave us a real challenge because we didn't know how we were supposed to treat you and, what the formula was to do with the dialysis and everything. So that's the way my life has been. It's been, okay, I'm not sure how this is supposed to look, but I'm just plowing through it anyway and just keep on putting one foot in front of the others. And that's what the angels have shown me my whole life is trust. This has been such a huge journey where I've learned about trust. And so doing this journey that I'm on now, the Peace on Earth tour, it's all about trust. I have to trust that what I'm hearing is the direction they're steering me in, that I'm supposed to be in a certain place at a certain time. And it has shown up that way. I don't know why I'm supposed to be somewhere, but all of a sudden, the veil opens up and it's like, you were supposed to be here for this reason. Just like I was supposed to be here during the time that Ruth lost her mom. I was supposed to be here to hold her hand and to support her through that. And I didn't know that when I was told to come to Colorado. I didn't know that her mom would pass while I was here. So it's been a whole experience of trust. And that's been my big lesson my whole life. Trust that everything is going to be okay. And I say that all the time. Everything is working perfectly. And I thank our Marietta, who has taught me so much and has helped me with the little ditties, like accept, align, allow, and everything is working perfectly. So that's where my life has been. The whole journey, every bit of it has been about trust. Even when I was a child and I'm like, this is so strange. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here. So yeah, that's been it. My whole life. It's just like, okay, just go with the flow and trust that the angels have my back. And I do every day. I just trust. Okay, and Sally says, no baby yet, still impatiently awaiting the arrival. Well, I think, isn't it past her due date now, Sally? So we can all just send lots and lots and lots of energy that way and just pray for that baby to make its appearance or the doctors to induce labor or whatever they have to do. Let's get that little one out of there. Kathy says, craziness in my house today. Hubby and son's girlfriend and the dog are all here trying to get ready and go out to clear off their cars. I will be happy to be here by myself for a while. Yeah. And Jean Ringo says, oh, shucks, I have to wait 2 more days. Oh, Ringo, I'm sorry. I just definitely want to be safe. I went out. What day did I go out? Not yesterday, day before yesterday. I had to go out and get something. And Ruth wasn't available to chauffeur me. So I went out to my car. We had the snow recently. And But then we had sunshine, and I thought, okay, my car is going to be clear. The snow's going to be gone off the car, right? So I go out there, and yeah, the snow's all gone, except right where the windshield wipers are. It was frozen onto the windshield. And of course, I don't have an ice scraper to get the ice off of the windshield. So I had to drive to the store with ice on my windshield, not the whole windshield, just where the windshield wipers are down at the bottom, so I could see. But then I remembered that when the snow starts melting off the windshield, it starts flying. Like, oh my gosh, please don't be any cars near me, because if this snow flies off my windshield and it hits somebody's car, that's not going to be good. So it started defrosting a little bit, and I didn't go far. So by the time I got to where I was going, it had softened up, and I was able to just scrape it off with my gloves. My experience in the snow, guys, it has not been easy. All right, so what we got? Jean, girl, you're a walking miracle. Oh, honey, if you only knew. If I was a cat, I'd already be on like my 15th life, I think. It's like, why am I still here? It's like all this stuff just keeps happening, and I keep on going. The Energizer Bunny. It's like, yep, she takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But that's been my life, and it's just been trust in the process, trust that the sun's going to come up tomorrow, and at that point when it's time for it not to come up, then I'll know that, and it'll be time to move on to the next adventure. But for now, I know that there is so much more that I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go meet Jean Loriot for one. That's going to be a big part of my adventure. And I'm going to Mount Shasta. I know this. So I plan on being in Mount Shasta in January and going to see that beautiful mountain and check out the area, check out the energy, and find that perfect spot for us to come to next year to have an experience, have a retreat there of some kind. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we will definitely have a retreat at Mount Shasta next year, and we'll get that all planned out. And yesterday, the angels shared another experience that they want me to guide. And so we're working on that. Ruth and I are working on putting that together. Good morning, Peggy Twig. Thank you for being on here. Kathy says, slow and steady, Teri. You should have seen me driving 30 miles per hour on one of our busiest highways with only one snowy, icy lane in either direction. Yeah, slow and steady. You have to be that way in the snow, and when the snow is on the road. So what does that tell us about life? We can use that as a metaphor, right? When we have to pay more attention, because it could be treacherous if we don't pay attention in those conditions. Sometimes life is that way. Sometimes there's snow going on in our life that kind of just slows us down and says, hey, take a step back. That's what I found is when I take that step back, I stop going 100 miles an hour, and I just start being the observer and looking at the journey, looking at, am I staying in my lane, or am I drifting over into other people's lanes and creating an energy of anxiety? So trying to stay in our own lane sometimes just means that we're more aware of how we're living our life. We're more aware of what's important, what's priority. Sometimes priority is just staying on the road, isn't it? Sometimes that priority is not drifting over the line to where you're going to be in a danger zone. And maybe fall over a cliff if you go too far over the line. So we can use that metaphor of driving a car, just like we're driving this vehicle that we're in to have this experience here on earth. Right now, over the last few years, there's been the issue of texting and driving. So texting takes your eyes off the road. It distracts you. How do we do that in our life, in our vehicle that we're in, this human vehicle? What are the distractions that come up for us all the time so that we're not paying attention and we're not watching if we're staying in our lane or if we're running over somebody? What are some of those distractions? What do you all find? For me, sometimes the distractions are the shiny objects. I'll see something. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to go there. Instead of paying attention to the road that I'm on, I'm looking ahead, or I'm looking at some thought that's taking me down another road that's not the road I'm supposed to be on. So we have all kinds of distractions that come up, just like texting and driving. There's distractions in our human experience that will take us away from the path that we were on. We were on this really good path, praying, meditating, helping others. And then all of a sudden, what showed up? What was the distraction that you used that took your mind off of what you were doing, took your mind off that goal of staying steady and experiencing life the way that you knew you were supposed to go? Sometimes there's other roads that pop up, aren't there? Or there's other cars that maybe are pushing into your car and nudging you. That happens a lot too in this human vessel. We have others that come into our lane, and sometimes those vehicles are aggressive, and sometimes they push us. We have to either stay steady and say, get out of my lane, you're in the wrong lane, or we just move. And sometimes it's easier just to move out of the way. Just say, okay, I'll just take another lane. You can have that lane. Go ahead. I'll just go to this lane and drive where I know it's safe and I'm out of harm's way. So there's so many things we can look at that the driving experience can relate to our human experience of moving forward. And that's the whole thing. How do we move forward in a safe way and in a really pleasant experience as we're going through this life? And there's so many things that take us sometimes out of our way, isn't there? And there's sometimes when we're driving too fast, we just try to get everything in that we can possibly get in, and we don't stop and smell the roses. We don't stop and experience, what is this thing that I'm going through right now? What is this experience? Let me observe it and really live it and figure out, is it for me? Sometimes we try something on and we're like, ooh, that doesn't feel good. That's out of my comfort zone. So I'm just going to step away from it. And sometimes if we stay put and just experience it, then we get the benefit of the joy of whatever that newness is that comes into our life. So I'm going to see what the comments are. Leo just showed up. Hi, Leo. Yes, Mount Shasta. You know it, honey. You're going to be out there too. I know you are. And hi, Peggy. I saw you come in. It's so good to see you here on the morning show. And let me get rid of one of our trolls that came in from Periscope. And Kathy says, I had Sally's crystal bracelets on and I purchased an Archangel Michael coin in my car's cup holder. Yeah, some of those things that give us comfort. It's good to have those. Like for me, it's my minion blanket. I'm driving down the road. I don't know where it's at. I think it's on the bed. I have this little fleece minion blanket and I can just look over in the passenger seat and I'm like, Okay, the minions are here, just like the angels I know are there, but it's like that comfort, you have just those things that are comfortable. And Leo just woke up. Well, I'm so happy you woke up and came on here. Good morning to you. And Sally wants snow. Well, sometimes be careful what you ask for. Sometimes you have to be specific. Like, I want snow, but I don't want the 10 feet of snow, right? You have to be specific in your request. And Linda says, I love my alone time. I don't mind Aurora Rose home time as much as many. Yeah, I found that too, Linda. The lockdown, that was a time to really reflect for me and to really sit and look at the journey ahead. And it was during that time, um, right after it started, right after the morning show started, even, that I realized that I was supposed to be going on this Peace on Earth tour journey. So sometimes those things that we look at and think, oh, that's really a horrible thing to have to go through, sometimes they bring our biggest miracle to us. And Christina says snow can tell us to slow down, as well as that quieting that comes with a blanket of snow. Yeah, sometimes those quiet moments in life, we're like, oh, it's too quiet. But if we just sit and enjoy the moment, it's like looking at that blanket of snow, right? Like you look out and everything is so beautifully white and just gorgeous. So sometimes the silence in our life can be that way as well. I just looked at the time. Oh my goodness, how did this morning fly by so quickly? Let's go ahead and start putting the prayer requests in, and I'll see what the other comments are while you're doing that. Kathy says, yes, there was one white pickup truck coming up fast and cut in between me and an 18-wheeler. I thought, go ahead, butthole. Then I said sorry to Archangel Michael. I know, right? Sometimes it just comes out, Kathy. We are human after all. Okay, so where are we? I keep having to block people on Periscope this morning. They're being buttholes. So I just tell them to go away. And that's okay. They can go find another show to go in and disrupt. Archangel Michael takes care of this show. There's really beautiful energy here on this one. And I love that that's the case every morning. When we come in, it's all positive, uplifting energy. Jean says our Prius beeps and tells us when we get out of our lane, and it stops if we get too close to another car and makes a horrible sound. I think the angels and our trust and faith does the same thing. That is why it's important to keep our trust and faith strong and listen to the angels and divine direction. Absolutely, Jean. If we just let them beep at us and make that noise when we get in the wrong lane or get too close to another vehicle that we're not paying attention to, and they'll guide us. That's what they do. They give us that guidance. And Peggy, you have snow with no ice. Well, that's good. That's the ideal one, right? Is to have that soft snow and not the hard frozen snow. Sally says it can come, the snow can come, but has to leave right after Christmas. Okay, you're putting your order in. Sometimes we have to be specific in what we want. Okay, what else we got? Peggy says, my two sons-in-laws are out of work and need good work opportunities ASAP. So let's put them in our prayer circle, Peggy, and ask for the very best experience for them, whatever is for their best and highest good. Periscope is part of Twitter, Kathy. So when I come on in the morning, we're broadcasting on Facebook, but we're also on YouTube live, and we're on Periscope live. So people can come into those venues as well, those channels, and they can comment on the show and ask questions and participate just like you all do on Facebook. But I heard yesterday that Periscope is going away, so that will not be an issue. All right, so Periscope is actually where I started doing lives, and that was before Facebook Live. So I was probably about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now. I was doing lives on Periscope with Karen Palmer. Many of you have met Karen through our Chanting for Change. And Karen and I used to do a show together on Periscope. Leo says, prayers for comfort to my mother and my family who are struggling emotionally with all the recent deaths and Aurora cases in our family. We certainly will, Leo. And I think my sister Billy is still on here, unless she fell asleep. But our family needs a lot of prayer right now. My sister Sheila is having a surgery this morning. So if we can please put her in the prayer circle for her surgery to go smoothly with no problems. I have another brother that just went through some surgery yesterday, and he's not doing well. So if we can please remember my brother James. And my other brother Gary, who is struggling with some depression after a car accident. My family's a mess. We really need a lot of prayer right now and a lot of help. And my sister Billy's family has been exposed to the virus because one of her daughters works in a nursing home and was exposed, and I believe she tested positive. So she's in quarantine right now, which means the whole family's in quarantine. So just please lift up Teri's family. Let's just put it that way. Just lift up the biological family. I think my spiritual family, you guys are all doing wonderful. Okay, so Peggy says, sorry, thought it did not go through, so I typed my prayer request twice. That's okay. We got the message. That's the important thing, right? Sally says, prayers for Tony, Hope, Stacy, and your brother Gary, and for the rest of us to have one ridiculously happy moment today. Let's do that. Let's have a happy moment. I think we've had a few of them already with some laughs, but I agree. Let's just really get into a beautiful day full of joy. And on the angel circle today, I'm already feeling them starting to prepare me for that circle. That circle is totally channeled energy where they come in and give the message for everybody. They give a general message and then they give individual messages. And I just feel them here with laughter. That's what I felt ever since I opened my eyes this morning. I felt laughter coming through. So I don't know which angel is here predominantly, but whoever it is, that angel circle today should be fun if you guys want to show up for it. It's at 6 o'clock Eastern time. It's online, it's on Zoom. You can go to the page Angel Circles by Teri Angel or with Teri Angel and find the Zoom link there and come on with us. All right, so Kathy says, prayers for all affected by the virus, prayers for all her health and for Teri so that she will be protected and guided along her peaceful journey. Prayers for my soul sister, Suzanne. Prayers that the new baby to arrive healthy and happy. Yes, we're praying for that vertigo to go away with Suzanne and for her to be completely healed of that. Carol, I think I answered your question. The circle is at 6 o'clock Eastern. And get in there in that Zoom meeting so you can get your message from the angels. Prayers for continued healing for Rick Morrow. And Carol says, it used to snow on my birthday. It hasn't for a few years now. Well, let's get you some snow on your birthday. All right. And Stacy, thank you for those prayers for my entire family, and prayers for Tony and everyone in our pod. Yes, Peggy, it will be a live broadcast, so there will be a replay of the Angel Circle. And Hope says prayers for my friend's daughter Lee to find herself again. And Peggy, it's on Angel Circles with Teri Angel is the page, and the link is in there. The Zoom link's already there for you all to just click on. Jean says prayers for family today. For Suzanne, Leo, Sally, Terry, Stacy, Kathy, Mary Ann, Isabel, Linda, Hope, Ruth, Sharon, mine, and of course, Charlie and Erica, and prayers for our pod. Awesome. And Deirdre, you'll be at the prayer circle. Yay. Kathy, I wish Suzanne could be in the circle. Yes. Definitely, we'll put Suzanne in the middle of the circle. And right, Billy, prayers for our sister Sheila, who's going through surgery early this morning. And January 4th is Carol Ann's birthday. That's coming up really quickly. And Hope says prayers for the entire tribe to be blessed with an abundance of health and wealth, and prayers for you, Terry. Thank you, Hope. Thank you all for your beautiful prayers and your compassion for others here in our pea pods. Oh, let's do our meditation time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for listening as I kind of rambled today, but it was where the angels were leading us, right? They just wanted things shared. And I feel like they need us to really look at our lives like we are driving down a road, because we are in these vehicles called a human body. We are driving down that road. And how are we driving that vehicle? That's what they want us to look at today. Are we driving recklessly? Are we driving safely? Are we driving too slow sometimes? You know, you get behind that vehicle sometimes on the road that you're going, oh my gosh, we're not able to go around you. We have to just stay put behind that slow moving vehicle. But sometimes there's a purpose to that. I always say there's a purpose for everything under the sun. There's a reason that you had to slow down. There may have been something dangerous up ahead that if you'd gone faster, it would have not been good. So you were made to slow down. There's a reason for everything. But if we step back and be the observer of our life and really take that inventory sometimes, what am I doing here? What am I thinking? That's Karen Palmer's teaching. We can use the word wait. What am I thinking? And really step back, being the observer of how we're living our life in any particular moment. And look at it like you're driving a vehicle, because you really are. You're driving this vehicle called the body. So what am I thinking in this moment? Let's all just go there. Let's take a breath in. And let's focus in. And if you all remember what I taught you yesterday about how to get laser focused and to balance the two hemispheres of your brain, you make the fist, not a tight fist, but you make a fist and you pound it against the palm of your other hand. You don't have to say anything, just doing this. And the more energy you put into it, that brings your brain hemispheres into balance. Just keep switching out and do it as fast or as slow as you want, but put energy into it. And it brings your energy, brings your brain into focus so that you're thinking in a clear way and not on just one side. Everything is coming into focus. So as you do this, just allow yourself to be more centered, Allow yourself to be more balanced with your energy. And then look at, what am I thinking? What am I thinking right now? Where is my thought process taking me? Where is this vehicle going that I'm driving? Which direction am I going? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Am I trying to tell other people what to do? Am I nudging them and while they're in their lane and pouring my beliefs onto others and expecting them to live their life the same way I'm living my life? So we can look at all of those if we just use wait. Wait, what am I thinking? You just pause and you just sit back and you look, just like you were at a stop sign, and you're going to look both directions, right? Or sometimes you have to look all directions because somebody across from you may be turning into your lane. So you want to look around all directions, and that's Archangel Michael that will help you do that. Michael will help you look and say, okay, is there a car coming at me? Is there another vehicle coming that I'm going to crash into? Do I have a clear street that I can drive down? So as you balance those hemispheres in your brain, then you can just sit back and say, okay, now what am I thinking? Where is my life taking me? Where is this vehicle guiding me to in this life experience? And is there a crossroads that I'm coming to that maybe I have to make a choice? Do I need to go down one road or another road? And how do I make that choice? Well, the wisest way is to do the wait. What am I thinking? And step back and really look. Sometimes we come up to a road and we're going so fast, we're like, do I go left or right? And sometimes I'm way ahead of my GPS in the car. It's not talking to me and I get all upset and I'm like, why aren't you telling me which way to turn? I need to know, do I go left or do I go right? And sometimes I have to make that choice because the GPS hasn't told me yet. But if I had slowed down a little bit, the GPS would have said, you need to turn right, but I'm not in the lane to turn right. So it's looking and observing our life. That's what this journey is all about. Stepping away, looking at, am I doing what I know I'm here to do? Am I here? Am I shining my light so that maybe others can have a clear vision of where they're going and they'll stay out of my lane? Have you ever been driving down a road and there's vehicles that don't have their lights on and it's dark and their car is dark and you don't see them right away? Sometimes we can help others. If our light is shining, we're able to see objects that's in our way, but we're also able to help others see that that road has something on it that could be dangerous if you went there. There is so much about living this life. There's so much about this journey. So just take a deep breath in and just be still for a moment. Sometimes that stillness can make us uncomfortable. Sometimes we're so determined to go, 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 that when there is that moment of just stopping, just waiting for a minute, it takes us out of our comfort zone. We're like, but I'm supposed to be doing, I'm supposed to be going. Nope. In this moment, you're just supposed to be still. I love the verse that says, be still and know that I am God. If we're constantly going and thinking and talking and doing, we're not taking the time to be still and to listen to that small voice inside of us that's guiding us, but we can't hear it because our minds are racing and our bodies are going and we're constantly in motion. Sometimes we just need that moment, don't we? That moment of silence, that moment to just be, to not have to do anything. Let's take that moment right now, the moment to be still. And in this moment, I want you to really listen. Silence can speak so loudly to you if you let it. So we're going to take a moment right now to just be still, to just wait and let that energy flow through you. Continue to breathe in deeply and just let the energy flow for just a moment. Beautiful. In just that moment, I got so many messages. Got messages of love. The angels were assuring me that they are with all of you. I could just see the group. I saw all of you just sitting there in your heart space. And I felt the presence of the angels as they went around to each one and just held you and just let you know you were loved. And that's what silence does for us. It assures us that we are not alone. When we listen to the silence, we get inspiration. We get that clarity that can come through, just like a big slate, a big clean white slate in front of us. And all of a sudden words start to appear and shows us very clearly what that next step is. Shows us which way to go, which direction to travel in. It shows us our loved ones and our love for them and how we can best serve in this human experience. I hope you enjoyed your moment of silence. I hope that it brought you a little peace in your morning, some peace in your day. And our darling Prachetta just showed up. You're so beautiful. You all are so beautiful and so loving and so compassionate with each other. So this moment of silence that we took together this morning, I just felt love. I felt the love that came from all of you. And I felt like the snow that falls on the ground. That's what it felt like that beautiful blanket of snow that fell over all of us, bringing us a moment of peace for our peas, peas for peace. And all of our loved ones that we lifted in prayer, I felt it fall over them as well. And Sally, I feel it with your granddaughter. I really, as I was just focused on what I was receiving during that moment, I felt your granddaughter's energy. I think we're going to have a baby pretty soon here. So I know we need to get off of this channel. I love you all so much. You are such a blessing in my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you doesn't even do it justice for the gratitude that I feel for all of you. Leo, you felt the violet flame in that minute. Yeah, it just took all of the chaos, didn't it? When we sit like that, when we take just 1 minute, it's all it takes, 1 minute of just focused silence takes all the chaos away. Just do it. Do it throughout your day. Just say, I'm taking that minute for me. I am taking this minute to find my peace inside of me. So let's do our heart telephone. I see you all are doing it already. So on the count of 3, let's say to the whole group, thank you, I love you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, I love you. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And yes, more peace, please, please. I love that, Linda. I love all your comments and such a beautiful, amazing family that we have here. Just give yourself a hug and envision that that's coming from each other. We're just holding each other right now. That was the other thing I wanted to teach you. Okay, so come to the circle today and I'll teach you a healing energy that we can do together because it's a healing and angel circle today. 6 o'clock Eastern time. Be there. I can't wait to see all of you and see some of your beautiful faces on the Zoom today. So I see that Rick typed in our words and Deirdre typed in our ending words. I love you all. So grateful for you. And I'll see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye. Be blessed.